Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout using the April Hip Kit. This is the 19th layout using this kit. It took me an hour and 8 minutes to complete. And again, I'm using the scraps that were left over from the 6x6 pattern paper pad. And it's that little strip at the bottom, or at the top I should say, that's holding your 6x6 pattern paper. And they're really cute. But a lot of times I think they get kind of looked over because they're just kind of, there to hold the pattern paper. So I wanted to make sure I use them all. So I'm going to start off with a piece of white cardstock, and that's from my stash. It's from Stampin' Up. It is Whisper White. I'm going to put some clear gesso on the pattern paper because I want to add a little bit of watercolor pencils to the background. And I just use a spatula to kind of spread it out. And the clear gesso is very gritty, like super gritty compared to the other one, and very fluid. As you saw, as soon as I tip it over, it just kind of, gushes out. And the other one, it's really thick. So two totally different kind of gessos. Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop the recording and have myself a little coughing fit. So this is a picture. It was inside Central Station in New York City, and it was on July 4th, and so Independence Day. And this was 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years this summer, and we couldn't believe how security was beefed up. Like I have to say, it kind of freaked us out a little bit because we're not used to that. So we were like, there was police presence everywhere and military presence everywhere, and we were like, okay, is there something we should know? And so I just kind of want to do a page and just kind of do a little bit of journaling about, first of all, most of the time, July 4th, we're in the States. And almost every year for July 4th, we're in the States and we get to celebrate Independence Day. And a lot of times we're not even in Canada for July 1st. Now this year we're going to be in Canada July 1st and in the States July 4th. So we're going to actually get to do both. So although I am working on July 1st, so I'm not going to be doing too much except work. Now I used again those little strips from the 6x6 pattern paper pad, and I didn't film myself doing it because I did it the last video, and it's just cutting out little strips and then gluing them down with the pattern paper or with some glue. And the strips of pattern papers, I cut them down about 2 3/4 by 12 or 3 by 12. And then I'm going to use a couple strips here on this layout. I did use my StazOn and the stamp set that came in the color add-on from Ellie Studio, and it had these cute little diamonds, and I stamped it out. And now I'm coloring them in blue, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of water and kind of smooth out the color. And so that's going to take me a few minutes. And it's just to add a little something different to the back of the layout. I find whenever there's, in the color add-on, whenever there's mixed media stuff, I use it a ton, we'll say, in the month that I'm supposed to, or not supposed to, but that I purchased, and I get to use that mixed media stuff a lot. But I find the stamp set, I don't use it as much as I should. So I decided that I was going to just kind of stamp out 6 times those little diamonds and then just color them all in blue. And this layout, I'm going to take out 2 colors that I'm really going to focus on, and it's going to be blue and yellow. because in the pattern papers, in those little strips, that's what I had left was blue and yellow, and I kind of made those two little strips with that. And then I'm also going to mount the whole thing on yellow cardstock. I cut my photo down to about 4x4, and I also mounted it on some yellow cardstock. Now I'm using the yellow watercolor pencil that came in the Prima's watercolor pencils that came in the color add-on. I'm adding a little bit of water to dilute it and then to make it fluid, and then I'm going to add it on a few spots on the layout. Now I'm doing the same thing with the aqua blue pencils that came also in the same basic kit that came in the color add-on. And like I said, I'm just going to bring in two colors, the yellow and the blue. Now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to put that strip of pattern paper. Am I just going to put it to the side in its full, sheet, the full size, I guess, 3x12. And then I decide to cut the other one that I had left and just use about 1/2 inch. So then it leaves me some of this strip, glued strip, for another layout, which I'm going to use either the next layout or the layout after. Now I'm pretty settled on the whole background, so I'm just going to glue it down onto that yellow cardstock, and then I can start building up my layers. Once, I kind of decide where I'm going with the layout, I like to get it started and just start gluing everything down. I find lately, again, all my layouts are taking over an hour. Not quite sure why. I find sometimes I'm more in the, I don't know, sort of in the slow-mo mode. And I'm always watching something. And right now I'm finishing off, well, I'm done now, but I'm done watching Bones. I think for this season to be done, there's only Thursday. There's going to be a new episode on Thursday. And then this season is done. So I'm all caught up on Bones. And I got to find something else to watch. And I find starting a new series is like starting a new book. Oh man, I find that hard. I just want to be into a show and into the characters. Same thing with a book. I don't like starting a new book because of that. I like to be into the book. Same thing with a kit. There must be something about that. I almost don't like starting a new kit because I just feel like, and it's not that there's too much stuff. I think it's that by the end of a kit, I just know all the products so much that I just enjoy working with it. Plus, I really like that by the end of it, I really try to get as much pages as possibly, get as many pages done as possible, and to see how much of the products I can actually kill, and that I don't have to put into my, into my stash once I'm done. So I really enjoy that part. And I said in a recent video, that by the time I'm done with a kit, I feel like I mourn it because I'm like, oh, I really like that. But once I start a new kit, I find and it takes me a while usually, by layout number 4, then I feel like, okay, I'm starting to know this kit again. So I start to enjoy using it. And I know that sounds so silly, but that's just how I feel. So now I use some of that Webster's pages with the chevron, and I cut some blue and some gold. Gold because, the yellow. And then I'm going to use a chipboard sticker too that came from the Maggie Holmes sticker sheet. And what else? I'm going to finally use some of those stickers that came in one of the add-ons, and I don't remember which one. It's the one that is all the alphabet is all different colors. And at this point, like I said, I'm really down to my scraps. So I'm using whatever I can for layers. And these are just scraps from the 6x6 pattern paper pad. And also the first piece I put down was, I can't remember, I think it was Webster's Pages, and the backside was all 3x4 cards. And I cut it down 3x4, but I had some that I didn't like the other side of the card, so I've been using it on the teal side, and I really like that side. So I ended up matting the photos on 2 extra pattern papers, and now I'm going to start gluing everything down. Anyway, while I'm gluing that down, I just want to let you know that this week, June 8th to June 12th, I'm going to be uploading a video every day. And the main reason for that is I'm trying to catch up on, finishing off my April hip kit, and so that I can start uploading the May hip kit videos, because I've already done a few layouts for that, because next week I'm going to be getting in my June kit, and next week we're going to be ordering the July kit. So I'd like to get caught up on the videos. It's just because I got so many layouts done for April 22, so that's quite a few videos. And also, I just wanted to apologize for the last 2 videos. Oh my goodness, scatterbrain, and that's me trying to do voiceovers while I'm working. Well, I'm not at work, but in between shifts, and it was after, and this rotation I did all night shifts, so it was in between 2 night shifts. And really, I shouldn't be doing anything like that. when I first wake up, I usually only wake up, go on the treadmill, get ready, and go to work. But this week I did 2 voiceovers, and oof, again, sorry. And so now like I said, I mounted the whole thing on the yellow cardstock, and then I put one of the strips to the left of the layout, a smaller strip to the right of the layout, so it kind of frames it. I'm going to use that word celebrate, which came from the Maggie Holmes confetti sticker sheet, and I am just about done with that sticker sheet. And these are alphas that came in one of the kits, and I didn't get to use them too much. I'll tell you what the issue was, and it's not really a bad issue. There was so many alphas. I mean, what a bad problem to have, right? And plus there was the Maggie Holmes sticker sheets, or no, chipboard sheet, and it had a lot of words that you could use as titles. And then you also had the Amy Tangerine foam thicker ones that were also word that you could use as titles. So there was so many choices that I put a title on every single layout, and still I'm going to have a ton of these alphas left and a ton of the other alphas. But thickers and that kind of stuff, it doesn't bother me to put that into my stash again, because again, you put a title on every layout, so the opportunity to use them over and over and over and over again is always there. So I'm just going to put celebrate, and then I just put July 4th. And then I took a little journaling card. It's from it's a grid card from Project Life, and I just cut it down to size. I think it was a leftover from a previous layout, I think. And that's where I'm just going to journal about, it seems that we're always in the States for July 4th, and celebrating Independence Day in the States. And now what I'm trying to use some of those 2x2 cards that were Webster's Pages, and I had cut it down to all the little squares, and I'm trying to use as many of those up as I can, and I think I do a pretty good job. I don't think I have, if I have any left, it's like 1 or 2, which isn't too bad at all. I'm going to use one of those little flag banners from Heidi Swap, and it just says Cherish, and I'm going to build a little cluster in that area. Now I'm trying to use up some of those Amy Tangerine's little sticker words, and what I end up doing is putting it along the strip of pattern paper. So I just put, here's the story, best, and you're my fave. And is there any other ones that I put? No, those are the only 3. And then I'm going to put down my title. And I usually glue down my thickers, not usually, I glue down my thickers with some quick dry adhesive because they usually come off. And then I took some little Tim Holtz little alphas to put TH for 4th. And now I'm going to use some sequins that came in, I think it was the main kit, and they were from the Maggie Holmes confetti line. And then I'm using my Thermo Web sticky dots to glue down my sequins, and I just put them, you know, on the sheet. I put down that protective sheet, and then you rub it down, and the little tiny dots just cover whatever you've put on that sheet, and then you don't waste any dots that way. And I've had those forever, and I use them all the time, and I still have tons left. So this is where I'm going to glue down my alphas, or my title, and then I'm going to lift up my layout to see if I have anything that is left unglued. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this layout. I'm going to add some of those bigger gold sequins that came. Also, it was the Maggie Holmes confetti line sequins. There was 3 little packages. There was an aqua one, those gold ones, and then those beautiful pink flowers that I pretty much used all those up. I still have quite a few of those gold ones, but they were so big, it's not as if you could put, like, you know, 9 of them on a layout because they're too big. So most of the time I just put 3 per layout. So I still have a ton. I did put some little asterisks in gold from the thickers that came in the kit, just to add some more black to the layout, because I just wanted to bring that in. And here are a few close-ups, and that's going to finish this layout. So thanks for watching. Bye.